Welcome back, everybody. I'm here to go over a few more examples of these areas of regular polygons. I want to recap some of the steps that we talked about last time to outline how we're going to go through these problems. First step is figuring out what kind of polygon we have and writing out our given information. As a reminder, our area formula that we're going to use for a regular polygon is 1/2 the apothem times the side length times the number of sides. Now that formula comes from area of a triangle times however many triangles we have. And usually you're going to have one piece of information missing and are going to have to solve for it. Step one is figuring out what kind of polygon we have, writing out the things that you know. And with the thing that you don't know, we're going to use what we know about triangles to solve for it. We're going to figure out a central angle, which will give us the angle that we need for the triangle. And then we're going to use our triangle skills to solve for what we don't know. And once we've found what we don't know, we can plug it into the formula. Let's look at a few examples. Now, just a reminder, I put all my work with actually finding the area over here, and then using the triangle work to solve for what we're trying to figure out, I'm putting over here. Speaking of which, this is a triangle. Which means that n, our number of sides, has to be 3. And our side length and apothem, let's see, what are we given? What are we given? Well, we're given the apothem. Right? We're given the height of this triangle that we would make. That apothem is 6. So our side length here is what we're trying to solve for. Let's go over here and do it. Central angle. Remember, to find a central angle, we're going to take 360 and divide it by our number of sides, which is 3. So that is 120. And that gives us, remember, that gives us this angle. Well, in order to solve for things, we don't want that angle. We want this piece of it. So we're going to cut that in half to be 60. So this angle is 60 degrees. And we also know that this height here is 6 and this height here is 12. That means that we have a lot of different options for how we can solve for this part that we're trying to find. Since we got the 60-degree angle, we can use trig. We can also, since we have 2 sides, we can also use Pythagorean theorem to do it if we want. But the thing I'm going to use, and you can check your answer along with me if you're doing something different, the thing I'm going to use is the fact that, 60 degrees, that means that's 30, 60, 90 triangle. 30, 60, 90 triangle means that this is my hypotenuse. This is actually my short leg because it's opposite the 30. So opposite the 60 should be my long leg, which is whatever my short leg is, times square root of 3. Done. And again, if you do it a different way, you should also get 6 square root of 3. Oh, now that's not my side length. My side length needs to be the whole thing because I only found this piece to be 6 square root of 3. So I need to double that back out. Multiply everything outside the square root, that's 12. Everything inside the square root is just square root of 3. So 12 square root of 3 is my side length. And now I can just take my formula, plug in the numbers. exact answer, if you want it, would be 108 square root of 3 by multiplying everything outside the square root. But let's go ahead and get a rounded answer. The rounded answer will be 187.061. And remember, if it's an area, whatever units we have gets squared. 187.061 units squared for our final answer. So what's different about this one is that we were able to use our 30, 60, 90 triangle to do this. But again, if you wanted to use trig, or if you wanted to use Pythagorean theorem, 12 squared equals 6 squared plus x squared, then you could do that. Okay, before I go on, I would encourage you to try this one without any help from me. See how far you can get on it. Remember, start with what kind of shape you have. Write down the things you know. You should be able to fill in 2 things. And then use your central angle and some trig to get the other thing you don't know.